Hey, hello, it's me RJB, and I'm back. And today we've got two very hard to distinguish names. We've got barcode 0909 barcode and LILILILIL11LI. And I'm under the impression that 0909, right here on the top right of the map, is the player Luckyback. And on the other side of the map, the player with the 11LI is Minchul, also known as Kensei Park. So, we've had this pairing on the channel before. I think I casted a best of series from 2019 in October. I casted that one, I think, in 2020 in October or in August. Somewhere around that time, I casted a game with these two players. And it was a pretty good set between these two. I recommend you check it out if you are interested in seeing more of these two players. But for now, let's first look at this match. And it's going to be a long one. It is going to be a long one. It is in fact going to be the longest replay I've ever casted. But it won't be the longest video because my longest video has been almost 2 hours long. Like 1 hour and 40 minutes is my longest video I've ever made. Today we're looking at about, I think like, you can see it with the video length, about 60 minutes. And now I just hope this match has a lot of high quality stuff. It would be really fun if this match had a lot of high quality interactions between these two players. That would just be great. Because looking at a 60-minute match without a lot of great diverse action wouldn't be that much fun. But I've got high hopes. These two players are very experienced players. They've shown time and time again in the past and in all the videos I've made that they have a lot of great moves up their sleeves, a lot of great tricks. They've got micro, macro, and they've got experience, insight, and a great sense for the game. And Minchul is one of those players that I personally have a very high opinion of. He's a little bit of a goof, a little bit of a, I don't want to call him a clown, but he does some very, intense stuff on his stream sometime. He's a very expressive personality, let's call him like that. And he also tends to play very arrogant. Will he play arrogant against Luckyback? That is something we'll just have to wait and see. All that I can say here, though, is that he's going for something out of the ordinary. He's going for Dragoon range, and most likely Dragoons as well, as he's building 2 more gateways instead of straight going into advanced tech, like the robotic facility or the Citadel off the Dune. He's ignoring both of those options, and he's going straight into an army. Luckyback, though, on the other hand, is... well, he cut down on his army size for a little. He went for... he cancelled his marine production for a short while, so he could afford building 2 command centers. And so he could afford building 2 refineries. Now that might come back to hurt him. Although I'm not sure how much it will hurt him, though, because I don't exactly know how strong this attack from Minchul will be. And given that we've got so much distance to cover all the way to the top corner here, there's a very high and real chance that Luckyback will have just enough time to prepare himself for the incoming hit. And if he can't prepare himself for the incoming hit, we won't be seeing much damage. Which might really hurt Minchul, because if Minchul is investing a lot of minerals into this attack, his tech is going to get slowed down, and with tech I mean things like shuttle drops, reaver drops, mass drops, recalls, arbiters, all that kind of stuff. Even carriers will be slowed down, because he's investing so heavily into an early ground gateway mass. 2 robos are coming out now though, and he gets scanned. This is the worst possible thing that could have happened for Minchul. The element of surprise is completely gone. Luckyback knows Dragoons are on the way, so there's a bunker here being built in the front, and he's keeping his marines up in the front there as well. Stim upgrade is almost finished, and with the stim upgrade he's gonna look for a fight and buy time and hopefully catch the Dragoons off guard, which he somewhat does. He catches the Dragoons somewhat off guard, but Minchul there very quickly responds and micros the low HP Dragoon to the back. All of the Dragoons are still alive, and he's out microing Lucky Back here quite heavily, because Lucky Back does not have range, and Minchul has the range upgrade finished for his Dragoons. So that fight, of course, was going to go in favor of Minchul, given the fact that he kept microing his Dragoons. They're going to take down the bunker there as well. Bunker goes down, but forced to retreat once again, because Marines there with the stim are moving forward, killing 2 Dragoons there in the fight. But he gets control over the choke point. Armory is just now finishing. I mean, the factory is just now finishing. We've got level 1 attack damage on the way for Minchul in the base. And he's got a Citadel of Dune also being built. So the 2 robos there, 2 shuttles there on the way. Getting control over the front here of Lucky Back's base. Lucky Back there forced back into his base, but stims in, catches the Dragoons there off guard, kills the Dragoon, loses no units at all. This is a very, very intense fight of back and forth dancing, back and forth, going in, going out, trying to buy as much time as he can for the siege mode and the siege tank to arrive. Siege tank is almost finished. Siege mode is not that close yet. If Minchul goes back, which gives the siege tank the opportunity to finish and roll to safety. If he had stayed there to snipe the siege tank, this could have been a very different fight, but then he would have lost Dragoons to the Marines, which is also not really that great. The tank there stays alive in the back, only barely though. A couple more hits would have done the trick. More Dragoons arriving here on the scene. He's got 2 Reavers queued up at home. Tank is getting repaired. Very important detail. We've got 4 barracks for Lucky Back. We've got range, stim, finish, level 1 attack there on the way for the Marines. Shuttle speed on the way for Minchul back at home. And he has a Templar's Archive also queued up. Goes in once again, but the siege tank there in the back should just be enough to keep those tanks away. And if you place the siege tank far enough, these Dragoons can never ever get on top of the siege tanks, which are the point, or well, the game breaker, so to speak. So the attempt here to kill Lucky Back with this fails, but maybe he did just enough damage to the number of Marines Lucky Back has to succeed with this drop that is now flying across map. He's got 2 Reavers in there and 4 Zealots. He's got shuttle speed there almost finishing up. It should finish up once he's right about here. Maybe he's going to try to go for a frontal attack. Not sure if that's the wisest choice, but do note that these tanks are pretty far away from the bunkers, the depots, that it's possible to take them down with the Reaver before the siege tanks can unsiege and resiege within range. But he's going to go in for a drop. He's going to fly in instead. He finds turrets. Not really great to fly into, but he's going to try in there nonetheless. Unload the Reavers. Zealots are still going deeper, but the Zealots get sniped out of the air by the Marines. And the Reavers here on the side, just killing some stuff. Not killing a lot of stuff there, though. This engineering bay there on the side might get cancelled, but first going to go for the Marines and go for the turrets. That's quite a lot of kills he's already got there as Marines come in 1 or 2 at a time. Splits them up there really nicely, but now these are going to go down as well. Now a tank arrives on the scene. The tank's going to have to micro away as well because the tank is a low HP. The SCV there comes in to save the day, but ooh, the siege tank there finishes it off. Not much done or achieved there, but the Marine and the medic count has gone down by quite a bit for the follow-up drop attempt that Minchul is going to send out over the map. 2 more shuttles there, ready to go. Dragoons there on the side to keep structures away from getting vision on this side, and this is exactly the side where he's going to go from. He's going to keep going in from this side there with the shuttles. The shuttles are filled up with nothing, so that means he's going to put Dragoons up on the hill to kill those turrets. There's a tank here, and the tank can shoot this far. So the Dragoons up on the hill are going to get taken down by the tank. But maybe he can just do just enough damage to make it a worthwhile experience. Right before the engineering bay, right before the turrets finish, well, actually he loses 1 shuttle, 1 of them stays barely alive. And yeah, he's going to kill the stuff here from the hill, abusing that hill advantage there, but Lucky Back there planning on not giving him the satisfaction of having hill advantage and put some tanks up there right next to it to take them down. Now we've got 2 armies on the way here from Lucky Back, while these Dragoons are migrating a little bit further away, but they're still within tank range. Trying to deny those engineering bays from giving vision, getting complete control there over the side. Great move there from Minchul. Will this pay off? That is the question. Will it pay off? He's very quickly adapting to a mass Zealot Reaver / Templar drop. He's waiting for shuttles to finish and arrive here in the front. He's almost maxed out. He's really spending his minerals really well. Although his probe macro That's also pretty good. It's just not putting them to work immediately. What's more important is doing and building your base and progressing towards the attack. Got level 1 shield on the way, level 1 armor, and level 1 weapon. All 2 weapon. Level 1 weapon is already finished on those Dragoons, so his upgrades are in a very, very good position. Whereas Lucky Back is on level 1 attack for the ground marines, but the mech is not yet on the way to get upgraded. So a large pile of shields here on the side, completely filled up with all the stuff I just described earlier. We're gonna go in from a classic entrance point that he's been trying to set up this entire game so far. There's marines there on the scene, but there's so many stacked on top turrets that this might not do the trick. He's gonna load there on the side though, because he realized that he's gonna lose shuttles if he tries to go in any deeper. And he's gonna kill stuff here on the side. Reavers, Zealots, everything is trying to kill stuff, but there's a couple of tanks there just outside of range, pretty far away, that are killing stuff from afar. So at most he can get something done with this follow-up drop. There, shuttle comes in, there's 2 Templars in there, Zealots in as well, arrives on the scene, SCVs are running away. Templar storms, Templar misses the storm, there's one more Templar in there though. He's waiting for the trick delayed drop while still focusing and distracting on the top side, waiting for the SCVs to get back here on top of the SCV stack. Picks up a Templar, pulls them away again, Templar immediately goes down. The other Templar there manages to get on top and he kills 12 SCVs there with the Templar. He still has hidden up there in the corner. Marines now arriving on the scene trying to kill it, but there's SCVs blocking access. Finally gets on top of it though. Really, really intense fight there that didn't get much done except killing a couple depots, some turrets, some units, and 12 SCVs. Now 12 SCVs is better than nothing, so it was really well executed there from Minchul. But really well defended there from Lucky Back as well, who's setting up siege tanks all over his base to cover every single little corner and spot in his base, so nothing can really be abused. Got mass units here still stacking up in the front, waiting for more shuttles to arrive, while shuttles are... He scans again, so he knows the shuttles are not there at the moment, which means that if the shuttles are not here in the front, it of course means they're somewhere out on the map. And if they're somewhere out on the map, it means you as a Terran have to prepare and have to anticipate when they will be arriving. Minchul very smartly though takes a little bit more time before he goes in, sends out a mass attack there for the front. He's going to drop there as well in the mix. The shuttles here though are getting a pretty good support from the Corsairs, and he's flying closer. Storms on the wrong thing I guess, but he still kills about 10 SCVs once again, so that's 26, well 12, 22 SCVs killed so far. Trying to break through the depot there in the front, goes down to its own tank fire eventually, but that is at least 2 depots there in the front down. There's an opening there, it goes in for the top side there, but it's way too many turrets, way too many tanks, and nothing really gets to unload. The things that did get to unload got killed immediately by the siege tanks that are all lined up here on the top side of the base, so really, really, really good defense here from Lucky Back. Also keeps his SCVs safe once again. And is now also getting Valkyries, which should make this approach from Minchul even harder to pull off. He does have an Arbiter finished, and he's got Stasis and maybe Recall already finished. Stasis is there on the way, Interceptor capacity also on the way, so he's preparing for carriers, it appears, also getting more Nexi here on the bottom side and more assimilators, because carriers are really expensive in terms of how much gas they cost. And also the Arbiters are not cheap, so he's getting more gas income and preparing himself for the defense. Well, he's expecting to be defending soon, because Lucky Back is in a position where he can start moving out. He has 7 factories. Soon he will add on, I think, about 2 more here and 2 more there, and maybe a couple will row here as well. Row 5 or 4, not sure. We can expect him to be ending up at about 12 or maybe 14 factories in total, and maybe 6 starports. Whatever he really wants to do. I'm not seeing a science facility anywhere though. It means he's gonna be stuck on 1-1 upgrades soon. Science facility now on the way here in the front. Nope, that's not a science facility. Where is it? Where is that science facility? I'm seeing it there on the top though, but I'm not sure where he's building it. There it is. So he's... yeah, Minchul is just setting himself up for the future. He knows that things are not really gonna work any longer. Unloads Reavers here on the bottom side of Lucky Back's base, going to take down those turrets. The storm comes down on the Valkyries, great storm there. The second storm misses sadly, but at least he's going to take down all these turrets here on the bottom side, while also taking care of the engineering bay floating and providing vision. Got some units there, tripping out on a tank. And so this bottom corner is now Minchul's corner, but soon Lucky Back will take that control over that bottom corner. But at least Minchul is getting something done with a very, very small drop. It was about 2 Reavers, about 4 Zealots, and 2 Templars. It clears out this entire bottom corner, but doesn't really kill any units. But at least he killed that bottom corner. That should open up a hole for him to fly through, but there's still the problem of these Valkyries. So yeah, he's just focusing on keeping Luckyback somewhat occupied, while setting himself up for a different approach. He's got the Mind Control there finished, he's got the Dark Archon there as well. And that's probably going to be an SCV recall, I think. Gonna fly in with the Dark Archon, then recall with one of these 2 Arbiters, and maybe do a stasis with the Arbiters on the Valkyries as well at the same time. Because he's got 2 Arbiters, 1 at home, and he's gonna have 1 here next to Luckyback. Luckyback here though is taking his sweet time while being completely maxed out. He's taking his sweet time for sure. Although he's unsieging his tanks, but he's relocating them back to his main command center, where he's building command centers and barracks and floating them atop of his main to protect his main from getting attacked. But he really is taking his sweet time. Level 1 attack on the tanks has finished. A lot of scans coming out. Let's see what he scanned. Yeah, he scanned the entire base. He saw the fleet beacon. Didn't see this proxy base here for gas. Saw all the robots in the front. Saw the 2 Arbiters there as well. But not a lot else was spotted. And Minchul is taking his sweet time to build up the entire map, build cannons everywhere, and set himself up for a very, very strong map control Protoss. Whereas Luckyback is setting himself up for a very strong defensive Terran. And he's so far already shown a really strong defensive Terran. Although I do think that the situation we're in is somewhat facilitated by Minchul trying to go for that Dragoon bust in the front, but Luckyback very expertly fending it off and staying alive, and, well, setting himself up for a long game. Because that's what most Terrans have to do, setting himself up for long games. It's not easy to win a Protoss versus Terran, as the Terran, quickly. Unless you do some crazy stuff, and unless the Protoss completely messes up. So slowly gonna take control of those cannons on the side there. Slowly but surely, Master up there is ready to fly in. We've got Valkyries somewhere here, back at home, near the minerals, so he can send those Valkyries anywhere he wants to. Respond quickly. Picks up the Dark Archon. Gonna send units into the fray to kill those units on the low ground. Arbiter is there as well to protect them so they cannot get attacked by those siege tanks up on the hill. Luckyback just used the scan so we cannot detect those units at the moment. I think he's gonna put them back into that shuttle. So the reason why he's got so many Archons is because Archons are pretty beefy. They have a lot of shields. So it takes a while for them to go down, and they also attack very quick with a lot of damage. And his idea was to fly in and kill the command center with Zealots and Archons. But I don't think that's gonna work, because there's just so much here in the base for Luckyback that should allow him to defend against what Minchul is trying to do. He's gonna try to do it nonetheless. There should be an Arbiter somewhere at home. There it is. This Arbiter is gonna recall a mind-controlled SCV, given the condition, of course, that Luckyback can recall or mind control an SCV. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, because all the SCVs are on the minerals. Some of them are on the gas. So a couple of them there repairing Valkyries though, which might actually open up the opportunity for a mind control and a recall. Gonna go in from the bottom side there. It's got the Arbiters there on the scene as well to stasi or stasis the Valkyries. Not sure if he's gonna get on top of these Valkyries there though, because he also has a vessel here with EMP. And not enough energy though. Not enough energy. There's so many turrets here that I don't think this is gonna be successful. Ooh, he gets the stasis on the vessel, but not on the Valkyries. Arbiter goes down as well. Could not find any SCVs to mind control there. It's still alive. It's killing all the turrets on the bottom side, but the tanks up on the hill are making that a fruitless effort. So now Minchul has to go back to the drawing board and think of something else to do. Mind control, not gonna work. Not yet. Not now. He's gonna fly the Dark Archon over to the other side of Luckyback's base and hopefully find some SCVs there. But the chances of finding an SCV to kill are very low. So Lucky Bag knows. Although now SCVs on the bottom side, they're building new turrets, so there's actually a small chance he could get a mind-controlled SCV right there. But his Dark Archon is on the other side, so nope, not gonna happen. Another Vessel there as well with EMP to... oh, great stasis on the Vessel, opening up a path for that other Arbiter to go for a recall on the top side of that base. He's got the energy for it. He's still taking his sweet time. He's waiting for carriers to arrive. So yeah, this is one of those games where the Terran was playing very passively, but he's now feeling safe, secure, and strong, and he decides to move out. In 20 minutes, although it didn't take him 20 minutes, it just, you know, he was getting abused by Minchul for quite a while, so maybe it took him a while to move out, but he's finally moving out, and Minchul is trying to formulate some form of an answer, basically, because he hasn't really been able to do much against Lucky Bag. Lucky Bag now filling out the last couple of factory spots in his base. Well, he might, of course, also get more here, not sure, but this might just remain an open space for the rest of the game. So it should be about 15 factories, of which 10 have machine shops and 5 don't. These are meant for just Goliaths or Vultures, these are all meant for tanks or anything else. Once again, beautiful. Oh, Lucky Bag. Lucky Bag knows exactly what Minchul is trying to do, and keeps cutting him off, keeps stopping and preventing him from trying some stupid mind control tactics. He's still alive here, but he can't really do anything. I think Minchul might just give up at some point on trying to get an SCV mind control. I don't see it working yet. Not yet, at least. Tanks up on the hill to take care of those cannons on the middle. Carriers have finished. We've got 9 of them arrived, and 3 more are on the way. He's going for 12 in total. 12 in total is gonna be. The upgrades on the carriers are currently, I cannot see it. We'll go here. Level 1 armor, level 2 attack, level 3 shields. Level 2 attack, level 3 attack on the way, level 2 armor on the way. We should soon be maxed out on upgrades. Same for Lucky Bag here. It's level 2 on the tanks for both armor and weapon. Level 3 not yet on the way. Now queued up though, all at the same time. And he goes in with the carriers to clear out those tanks there on the low ground, which might pull the Valkyries to the front to take care of the carrier interceptors. But there is an Arbiter here in the back with double stasis. It has 250 energy, so all those Arbiters, or Valkyries I mean, can get stasis. That's why he's jumping back and forth a little, because he wants to prevent the stasis on his Valkyries, which could really end up hurting him. So he's saving up energy with the Vessel. He's got 250 energy. He's waiting for the carriers and the Arbiters to overreach, so we can get the EMP down, get the stasis out of the way, get the shields of the carriers out of the way, and then he can go in with the Valkyries. But this might just take a little while before he can do that. He's dancing back and forth there, gets the EMP on the carriers. Great move there. Comes in with the Valkyries. He's trying to split them up. He's dancing back and forth with the Valkyries there, trying to at least get some damage down. Doesn't get a lot of damage down there though, but he's still dancing back and forth. Stasis comes just in time. The Valkyries were not quick enough. He got 2 stasis down as EMP. Now a drop comes in as well on the top side there. There's a Dark Archon there in the mix. Dark Archon gonna try to get killed before it can unload. Very good move there. And he kills all the carriers as well with the remaining Valkyries and the Goliath on the low ground. And that's another really painfully failed attempt from Minchul. Minchul did all the correct things there though, but Lucky Bag is playing this so smartly. His defensive ability is just amazing to watch. He's shutting down every single option Minchul has, and he's doing it so effortlessly. The dancing back and forth there with the Valkyries was such a huge move. It really got him a huge advantage into the game. But now Lucky Bag has too many Valkyries, so he has to switch over to killing some of them and get more Goliaths out of the map. A lot of Corsairs have entered the fray here as well to combat those Valkyries and maybe get disruption webs down on those ground forces as well. Got 9 of them, 11 of them. There's 3 carriers out at the moment. We've got another 10 on the way, yeah, so we're going to be 13 carriers. But while he's rebuilding his carrier mass, Luckyback is taking this time window, this time frame, to push back over the middle and take away that mid control, kill all the cannons, and try to gain as much ground as he can within the time frame it takes for Minchul to build those carriers. He's doing it pretty quick here though. He's pushing through pretty quick, and Minchul cannot keep up. Losing your carriers, losing so much supply, really is a great window for a Terran to just take control. And taking control he is. He's trying to get as much... He's trying to gain as much ground as he can, left and right on the middle as well. Arbiter's there in the middle though. We're missing some Goliaths. Goliaths have, I think, died, but he's just gonna roll in, try to micro his tanks out of it. Out of the storms, but the storms are so plenty in amount and in numbers. He did kill all the probes, he did kill some Templars, but in the end though, the storms did the job, and now the carriers are there to clean up. Corsairs still there to keep Valkyries away. They really are a great anti-air option. But one thing I'm missing here though is I don't see observers. I don't see observers alongside the carriers. But he does have two arbiters with stasis. Like, they've got enough energy, 250, 175. He can get about 3 or 4 stasis off, and if Luckyback goes for raids here, he will just get all his raids stuck in stasis, regardless of whether Minchul has an observer or not. So he'd have to hit an EMP first on those arbiters, once again throwing away some tanks. And Minchul just getting control over the middle here. Luckyback needs more Goliaths, he needs more anti-air. He had a lot of tanks queued up in the factories, that's why he's throwing away tanks without care. Oh no, he's flying away from the arbiters just in time there. Something I really like to do, and something I would suggest doing, is splitting up all your Valkyries. Like, make them into stackable groups of 2, so that the stasis cannot, stasis every single arbiter. But he's balling them up. This is where it becomes very dangerous for the Valkyries to be alive. Goes in, courses are moving forward, courses have the support of the carriers, but the arbiter there tries to go in, but do know that turrets attack arbiters instead of carriers if arbiters go in. You can see it right there. He's moving forward. Ooh, it's not getting attacked this time around actually. It's already engaged in the fight. Ooh, very smart splitting up there of the Valkyries, but he still gets a large chunk of the Valkyries stuck in the stasis there. Now arbiter number 2 comes and arrives on the scene as well. More stasis coming down on the Valkyries. Ooh, he's only got 7 of them left out of stasis. A couple more of them are on the way in production there though. But the carriers cannot go in. The carriers have lost so much HP, they cannot go in. Even though the Valkyrie amount is pretty low, there's only a couple of Goliaths in the base, he cannot attack the command center. He did manage to kill 3 of the armories there though, which is a pretty big move. If he had gotten this last one, Luckyback would not have been able to make any Goliaths or any Valkyries. But while the carriers were stuck there in the base, he managed to push on the middle of the map and stop the expansion back over. I mean, expansion of cannons, of course, not expansion as a second base. He managed to stop the cannons on the middle from being added back into the mix. But now Minchul just goes out into the middle and clears out those tanks. A little bit of a back and forth we've got going on here. Also, something that's interesting me is why does Luckyback only have 8 refineries? He's got enough gas though, but he's only got 8 refineries instead of 10. Valkyrie's there in the fight against those carriers. The arbiters have all gone down, so no arbiters at the moment to stasis those carriers, but there are Corsairs arriving on the scene, and Corsairs do pretty well against stacked up units, so the Valkyries all running away, and the same goes, well, the arbiter also arrived back on the scene. That actually might be reason number 2 why he decided to retreat with the Valkyries. The awareness of Luckyback here is very good. He knows, oh, there's an arbiter coming in, I gotta get the hell out of here, and he does exactly that. He doesn't linger for too long. Now, tanks here up on the top side that Minchul will have to deal with, otherwise he's gonna lose all those cannons here. But can he retreat here? Can he retreat? I'm not sure. The moment he retreats, Luckyback is gonna move out. Luckyback has way too many Valkyries, honestly. It's working though, because it's an air against air fight. But because there are so many Valkyries, these tanks and Goliaths on low ground don't really pose much of a threat. He can gain small amounts of ground every single time. The bigger problem for Luckyback at the moment is actually those Arbiters. They are keeping him away from the carriers with his Valkyries. But he's got an EMP. He's got a Vessel with EMP. If he gets the EMP on the Arbiter and on the carriers at the same time, Luckyback is going to buy himself a lot of time because he will be able to kill those carriers quickly with all these... Oh, he misses the EMP. That's a bad sign. And now all the Valkyries are stacked up. He managed to split them up there quick enough. Oh, he gets the EMPs down on the carriers and the Arbiter. And now the remaining Valkyries can go in and take care of the carriers. And oh, a lot of the damage there from the Interceptors going onto the carriers with the Halo rockets. The AoE damage from the Valkyries there coming in. Great. So pushing here on the bottom side, going to take care of this carrier base. And Luckyback here is looking very, very dominant. And Minchul is looking pushed into a corner almost. Even though he's got all these carriers on the top side of the map, he's literally losing his base and his proxy bases at the same time. Weavers on the low ground though, this is gonna be dangerous. Lowering up tanks. Can the Scarabs hit the tank there though? Scarab tank goes down. Valkyries though are really slaughtering those carriers, and if carriers getting slaughtered, should also open up the opportunity for these Reavers to get slaughtered, but he's killing depots on the top side, and he nestled his Reavers into that small little top corner there, and he's killing depots there really quickly. Also, Dark Templars are arriving on the map, take care of all these units here on the sides, and he has run out of scans, I think. Reavers still killing stuff, the tanks cannot get too close. And the Arbiters wind up being useless now. They were very useful against the carriers, but now they are useless. Like, there's no air to kill. There's a couple of carriers still there, but they're on such low HP, you can just fly in and kill them within the blink of an eye. And Minchul cannot really use these either. He's gonna have to kill his own carriers to formulate a really good answer. He did manage to get... Oh, there was an SCV there, and he killed his own SCV. Ooh, I like that one. An SCV arriving here in the enemy base, and just before Minchul could catch on and mind control the SCV, he killed his own SCV. That is some top level awareness. But now we have a situation where Luckyback cannot respond or cannot push because he lost a lot of supply. He lost 60 supply and he lost 70 supply in depots. So his supply stuck at 134 at the moment, and this does give Luckyback a pretty tough situation. Oh wait, that's an oh, that's Reavers. Reavers are going down just in time. Luckyback target fires it just in time. He could have killed some SCVs there, which wouldn't have been too painful, considering Luckyback is still on 14,000 minerals, but it would have been a problem for him to deal with those. To deal with recovering his SCV count while also trying to rebuild his supply. But he's slowly catching up. He's slowly getting back in there, and Minchul is using this time to ball up a massive army for a number of recalls somewhere. Ooh, not gonna work there though. Gets the stasis down on the Arbiters. On the Valkyries, that's a great move. Now he's gonna have to run as fast as he can. Ooh, he gets spotted out by the Valkyrie there though. He's gonna have to run as fast as he can with this Arbiter and arrive on the scene. Oh wait, there is shuttles. Ooh, great EMP on the shuttle, takes away the shields, might go down. Ooh, he unloads right in between the depots once again, gonna kill the depots and again get Minchul's Luckyback supply stuck. Though the tanks actually take care of it just quick enough. The Arbiter arrives on the scene, and there's no Valkyries to stop this, no EMPs to stop this either. He's going to arrive, going to recall, gets a mind control on the SCV there. SCV is somewhere there in the base. Oh no. Ooh, there it is. There it is. He missed the first recall somehow. But he's got the SCV now. He's going to build back commands that are back at home. And he gets a storm up on the SCVs there as well. But there's only about 15 or 12 of them to kill. Oh wait, now he gets more. That's another 16. So the storms, the approach there from Minchul finally working out. The stasis on the Valkyries really being the difference. The time window he had to throw out the attack and abuse the fact that Luckyback has so many Valkyries that cannot fight against ground forces. The switch up into ground is a really, really good move. Really, really good move there from Minchul. Going to clear out these tanks on the top side first though, because they're threatening his robos. And of course tanks on the map are something that might always flank you when you're not watching, or when you are sacrificing and throwing away units in the enemy base. But first this has to go down. He's picking up his Templars, or some Templar. Oh, he's Oh, I like this move so much. Just picking up units that he's got there and flying them in with the hallucination, although he's not stacking them up on each other, but there's... These shuttles are still going to make their way in, although the Valkyries are arriving. Valkyries are trying to take them down. He's unloading everywhere as he can. Well, forced to unload on top of the tanks and the units, but that's still pretty great, because now we can go over the frontal attack and face less tanks there in the base, although the tanks are just now respawning until they can take it down by their own tanks, and the Zealots. So that is frontal attack there. Will this get results? Will this be the big hit? I don't think it will be, because there's tanks up on the hill that are making life really difficult, and more tanks are spawning in between the factories, but we've got a counter drop here going on at the same time as well. This is completely full with tanks. There's not enough cannons here on the scene. He's going to drop them all right next to it. He's going to kill all the probes. Probes are running away to safety. Tanks are killing the cannons first. Ooh, he's unloading even more. This is going to be a goodbye in Nexus. Great counter hit here from Luckyback. Is it going to be the Nexus? Storm comes down. He kills the Nexus just in time. A couple of tanks are still alive. But that was a great counter move there from Luckyback. He got exactly what he had to do. But now he is facing a situation where he's kind of broke. 2,000 minerals, 34 SCVs. He's going to have to rebuild his SCVs quick. Very quick. He's going to have to hit 50 at least if he wants to get back into the game. Because now we're hitting the phase where both players are going to have to macro with more basic units. It's going to be gateway units against factory units. Considering considering Minchul doesn't have any Stargates. He's building factories quick. This is going to be a race against the clock where Luckyback really has to start hitting Minchul very fast, very quick if he wants to stop the mind control tanks, while the Terran Protoss tanks to roll across the map and get control over the game. But we've seen a mind control player lose before. We've seen a Terran beat mind control before. It was in fact Minchul who beat a mind controlled Terran. When Libaku was playing Terran and Protoss at the same time, because well, he got the mind control, so you get the extra race, you get extra supply. So it was a race against the clock. Luckyback has to recover very quick and attack very quick. Hallucination there buying time. The recall doesn't happen though. He kills the Arbiter. Great EMP there, but there's another one there on the top side. There's no Valkyries on the top side, but there is some Valkyries there, but Arbiter changes direction. Where is he going? Where are you going? We're up there on the bottom side, a single Reaver. If he gets to unload that here, it's gonna go down to this tank pretty quick, but maybe he can kill some of these turrets and open up a small path for a recall to fly in from. Tanks once again reach the top side to clear that out. Factories have finished. So we're gonna be seeing some tanks for Minchul as well soon. Tanks up on the hill here though are gonna get taken down by the storms. We're still killing some Dragoons there though. They did their job, but in the end they do go down. Tanks on the top side also will go down, although they will kill their fair share of Dragoons and Zealots. Although now they're hidden by the Vision, hidden by the Arbiter. Yeah, the mind control here is a serious problem that will really hurt Luckyback in the near future. He's rebuilding his economy by building more SCVs. He's getting a lot of Arbiters here. He's getting a lot of Arbiters. Arbiters are really strong if you combine them with a Terran army. That's exactly what he's going to do. I'm a little bit sad that we're looking at a mind control game and that a mind control might dictate the course of the game. But I really hope that Luckyback can make the comeback. Though he's on 41 SCVs, his minerals his income is very low. That's basically the bottom line. But he does have a huge army, which is what he's got going for him. He's got a huge army, though a lot of it is Valkyries, and Valkyries at the moment don't really do much because there's no carriers on the map. And I don't think Minchul is going to switch over into carriers anytime soon. So actually those Valkyries are just dead weight at this point. They're just dead weight, and the tanks are now rolling into position, rolling to the front. It's going to siege them up and maybe try to recall them somewhere into the battle. We saw it all. He used a lot of scans right there. Let's see what he saw. Well, I can't see it anymore. Stupid vision bugs. Anyway, he saw a lot of stuff there. He saw the tanks in the middle. He's now throwing away his Valkyries because he knows that I gotta get rid of them. I need to open up supply for other stuff. Although he's gonna use a drop. He's gonna try to drop and kill the probes are in the back and cut off the income for Minchul, but He got intercepted by Arbiters and by units, so he's forced to turn around. He's gonna try again here though. The Valkyries are gonna fly in first and take fire away from the dropships, and then the dropships are gonna unload their tanks and hopefully get some kills. But there's 2 Arbiters here. 2 Arbiters with energy, ready to stasis all this stuff. Ooh, he already got stasis here on the edge. So there's a lot of supply here stuck in stasis. Is he gonna stasis the Valkyries or is he gonna kill them? He's gonna kill them. If he stasis those Valkyries, Lucky Back would have even less available supply to fight with. But all the Valkyries are gone. So now he can build more tanks, more Goliaths, but he's still in a situation where his income is stupidly low. But he doesn't feel the need to get more SCVs. He feels comfortable enough with what he's currently have, what he's currently got, and which is not much. He's mining from 5 refineries with maybe 2 SCVs per refinery, so which is not a lot. This looks like one of those games where mind control really does decide the outcome. Minchul has a lot of tanks now. Although a bunch of his tanks just went down as Lucky Back set up a nice tank line here. But Minchul is planning to put a stop to that by moving out his own army of units. Although he does lose most of the units there because the siege tanks passed the hill here. On the corner are making life difficult. Also, once again, another stasis came down on those units. But he managed to escape with a couple of those tanks and SCVs there as well to build more turrets. Also, Valkyries are on the top side, but they are a waste of supply. But he's going to try to take out this small little proxy base here. Now, do note that the lack of upgrades on the tanks is pretty significant. Because the level 3 upgrades here for Lucky Back do give him an advantage against the Terran army. And Minchul is actually running out of minerals, it appears. He's very low in minerals. He's got a lot of gas there, though, so he can pull all the workers on the gas and put them on the minerals, but he hasn't done so yet. So he's gonna lose this top base here and not be able to do much about it because the tanks and Goliaths here, the tanks and Dragoons and Zealots, not gonna get much done. And this is where we are seeing the advantage that Lucky Back has so few SCVs and so few minerals. He's basically playing on a knife's edge. Any hit to his economy or any hit to his base or just losing his mass will kill him, because he doesn't have the income or the money to replace his entire army. Great recall there from Minchul, but there's a vessel there on the scene, but all the tanks here are gonna go down. Beautiful cleanup, although more tanks are arriving on the scene. He's not sieging them up, he's just gonna kill those stuff there on the low ground, and that saves the day. So now we can continue with killing that proxy base on the top side there. And Minchul might get supply stuck with his Terran army here. So another recall there arriving on the scene. The vessel is trying to... Oh, the vessel didn't have enough energy, I think. He has 70 energy, so the recall was bound to happen. But he kills all the Zealots there, nonetheless. Looks like Minchul is getting pushed back, but there's still tanks there everywhere in his base. Ooh. The replay got stuck there for a second. The replay got stuck there for a second. That was a very, very, very scary moment for me. I thought it was all gonna crash. But we can still, luckily, see the ending of this match. Yeah, Lucky Back has complete control. I didn't expect it to be going like this, but Lucky Back is playing this one surprisingly well. And Minchul isn't really able to do much because he simply lacks the amount of space to really get something out of all those Terran units. He's forced to build command centers for supply. It's gonna take a while. He's balling up a mass army here, but he has no arbiters left. Well, he's got one of them left there in the back. Mostly getting Corsairs to fight against the raids. The raids are there on the side though, split up, not stacked up. Now they're stacking up though. But the Corsairs there go down. More tanks are arriving on the scene. Tanks up on the hill. This is going to be dangerous for Minchul because Minchul has control over the top side, but he doesn't have control over this bottom side. And I think Lucky Back is going to use this bottom side to slowly push and encroach towards those probes and get a kill on all the workers there. But there's Arbiters here. Arbiters have some energy for stasis, so he can delay this approach from Lucky Back. Also, he's managed to clear out this top side there. And he's also building a proxy base here for drops. And this is going to be scary because if he flies a drop in and kills the income of Lucky Back is going to be in a world of pain. unable to fight or produce, because his minerals are still very low, and particularly his gas is super, super low. But he's gaining ground here. He's gaining ground on the bottom side of Minchul's base. Minchul is pretty much just on a regular supply at the moment. 205 with 250 supply cap. But he got some tanks recalled here to the bottom side there, so he can now defend against these tanks. But now the... Ooh, beautiful stasis there, even before he could land a single hit. The vessel there has no energy for an EMP. Now this is getting pretty intense, to be honest. The only thing that scares me is the low amount of gas that Lucky Bag has. As you can see, he's only on 180 supply. He's not able to max out instantly. But that is his gamble. His gamble is that he's playing, intentionally playing, on a very low amount of workers to get a bigger army. But will that gamble pay off? That is the big question. But about 5 Reavers here, 1 shuttle, more shuttles are on the way, or no, not yet. So 5 Reavers are waiting to be shuttled in. More units getting shuttled on top of tanks here though on the top side. Beautiful move there from Minchul, but now we've got tanks being loaded up onto the hill here on the top corner. He's gonna try to get control there with the tanks up on the hill, try to kill those cannons and maybe land here on the low ground. Then you'll have 2 sides in Minchul's base where Minchul is losing control. This is really, really intense, and this is a very technical game. Basically, it's all tech against all tech. All tech against all tech. Templar though, Templar, ooh, under the cover of Arbiters, storms the tanks up on the hill, gets control of the hill. The Arbiters here are really... Minchul's Arbiter play is really, really sweet. Really sweet to watch. Dropships going back home to pick up more units. His minerals have risen quite a bit, but his army size is slowly shrinking, and his gas is still very low. But he's managing to make do what he has for now. The EMP on the vessel can take out those Arbiters though, and if he takes down those Arbiters, this might completely turn around. But he's focused on the top side here. He's focused on getting control over the top side of Minchul's base, so he's not paying attention to this portion. Like, I am noticing this, but Lucky Bag does not have vision of this, so he doesn't know the Arbiters are there, and he's not actively seeking to gain any more control than he already has over this bottom portion. The thing that is going to break or make the game is this proxy base here. If this does something, Minchul wins. If this does nothing, Lucky Bag looks to be winning the game here. He's very, very, very confidently and impressively and convincingly, slowly, very slowly getting control. This game is basically turned into a Terran versus Terran, with some Arbiters and Zealots running about. This is very impressive here from Lucky Bag. Minchul is unable to do much because he's confined to this tiny space, and he needs all his APM to deal with this. That's why he's not building and focusing on this, because he needs all his APM to stop Lucky Bag from encroaching and gaining ground. This is like a tug of war, and the tug of war is a very, very intense and taxing one. Tanks up on the hill there are doing such a great job at keeping Minchul stuck in his base. But as I said before, Lucky Bag, your gas is way too low. This is really, really scary because now on 150 supply. If he had more gas, he could keep up his army non-stop at a way bigger size, and probably get more control and gain more ground. But the gas, as I said, the gas is having and keeping me worried. But as long as he can keep Minchul small, he might just do it. Although Minchul now is having more workers than before. He's got 55, not a lot more than before. Up from about 41, it's only 14 more, but it does make a small difference with his income. Dark Templars there, doing a great job. Scans coming down, take them down. Yep, there, no, ooh, they're gonna take a while. The Lions don't really have that much damage on ground forces, 15, not that significant. Took down some tanks upon the hill, now unloading more stuff. Oh, great defensive matrix there. Gonna keep that one tank alive at least, and this one as well. Nope, gonna go down as well. There's simply too many zealots up on the hill. Yeah, these zealots are gonna do just fine in clearing out all the tanks. So we clear out the bottom side there. That was a very, very important part to have control over. Oh, he spots out the proxy just in time, but does he have it? Does he have what it needs? He is forced to turn around. Raids are responding. Raids are trying to intercept. Raids intercept the shuttles. He does unload 2 Reavers there though, but the Reaver's gonna get taken down by the Raids within seconds. Only gets 2 turrets. It was a lot of... He had a lot of banking on that attack, but it failed really hard. Luckyback scouted it just in time. Dropships leaving stasis. This is the time to put units up on the low ground here, but he is not... He doesn't have the tanks to unload or pick up. Well, he does have some tanks in there, actually. About 2 or 3 tanks. Raids arriving on the scene, gonna take care of those Corsairs. There's an Observer there, though. 2 Observers, in fact. Got an Arbiter with 250 energy for double stasis as well. He's gonna go straight for the tanks here in the front. Corsairs and Arbiters moving to the top. They're all stacked up each other. They're gonna get taken down there, though. Ooh, did he take down the Arbiter? Oh my god, he took down the Arbiter. That was very, very close. Took down the Arbiter. Managed to keep the Raids alive somehow. I'm not sure how he did it, but he did it nonetheless. And the Corsairs take care of the Raids because Raids are weak as hell. But now he's got tanks here up on the corner of Minchul's base. And the supply count of Minchul has dropped below 200. And Luckyback is very close to 200 himself. Minchul playing with such a small base, but he's getting control back over the bottom corner here. The bottom right of his base is completely fine, but he is losing this proxy drop base, basically. Robo base. Proxy Robo Reaver base. He's lost this base here, so that is no longer usable. He's currently confined to his base. Oh, great, great disruption webs there on the tanks, keeping those tanks useless. But he's gaining control in the front. Because he killed those tanks here, he now has control over this frontal portion and he can now kill the robos. And that will leave Minchul without any robos. But Minchul is switching up into carriers. He's switching back into carriers. What a mad lad. What a madman. Switching over into carriers at the very last possible moment. Just when Luckyback is investing all his minerals into tanks. And those carriers might just break him free. It might just do the trick. And we don't have any anti-air here. We got some Goliaths here in the base and some Goliaths here on the top side. But it's only about 10 Goliaths. Well, 12 Goliaths he's got in total. But one of them just went down to a tank. And this one's going to go down soon as well. Unloading units on top of those tanks there. Getting control of the top corner there. Rolls them away. Gets sieged up. But now the carriers are coming in. Now Luckyback has to switch over into some anti-carrier units very, very quick. We've got one more Arbiter left on the map. Just a single Arbiter with 250 energy for 2 Stasi that might completely decide the game. Luckyback there running out of minerals as he's mass producing units very quick as fast as he can. He's got about 8 Raids there on the way. There's a couple of Goliaths here in the mix, but he needs... Oh, wait. Oh no. He's pushed even further. This tug of war is really close. But Luckyback seems to be winning it very, very slowly. Zealots are trying to buy some time there though, but ooh, the tank count is not enough for Minchul. So many tanks are rolling in on the top side. He's going to siege up and kill all of this, but now the Arbiters are coming in. Oh, he cannot focus on the tanks. Oh, he goes on the scan. Ooh, the stasis there protects the tanks from going down, and now the carriers can focus on these. Oh, the disruption webs there stopping fire from the tanks to buy time and save structures. Such an amazing move. Now, oh, there's only 5 Goliaths there. A couple of Goliaths are on the top side. They're going to have to move here into the front, but now Zealots are coming in as well. The tanks up on the hill there, though, are clearing out the Zealots, but the carriers are doing such a great job there at killing whatever he can. Oh, he's getting focused down there by the Goliaths. He's getting focused down by the Goliaths. More Raids. Raids arriving on the scene. We have Observers here, though. So the Raids don't really pose much of a threat. He goes for the Observer. Goes for Observer number 2. Gets to both Observers, but now he has the Raids there. But another Observer enters the fray. He has a third one hidden far away. So now the carries can start clearing out. Tanks are still spawning at the bottom side. He's got tanks queued up. He's moving forward there, though. He's trying to kill these tanks as fast as he can. He's going to relocate these tanks up on the hill downwards to take care of the tanks on the bottom corner. And there's so many tanks that he might just be able to do it. He might just be able to do it. Goliaths are arriving from the base into the front. Luckyback has trouble with his minerals. He cannot max out constantly. He's on 140 supply. And his gamble might just completely backfire because he simply cannot keep up with his production. this so well for so long, but the carrier switch there at the end is going to decide the outcome of the game. At least that's what I believe. Although, yeah, the Corsairs there are going to take care of the raids. They're flying away though. They're going to try to buy some time, but the Corsairs are simply going to ignore the turret. No, they're not ignoring the turrets. Got Valkyries arriving as well. There is no Arbiter here for Minchul, but Minchul is... Oh wait, there's an Arbiter here. 125 energy on the Arbiter, so 1 stasis. He's got 1 stasis. Lucky back, please make some SCVs. God damn it, make some SCVs. Get your economy in order. This is so frustrating to watch because all Lucky back has to do is get his goddamn economy running. But it isn't running. It's in shambles. There's only 40... Oh, now he's finally making SCVs. A couple of them, not a lot of them, but only a couple of them. Now 48 SCVs there. He's trying to fight back as hard as he can, but there's so many Corsairs fighting against the Valkyries, and the Interceptors are taking fire away from the Corsairs. Corsairs are gonna kill them. Valkyries come out on top there though, but the Valkyries took so much damage. He lost a couple of them as well. At the same time, Minchul is expanding his base, getting more factories. Lucky back was so close. He was so stupidly close, but I don't think it's gonna work. I think Lucky back lost the game purely off of not having enough SCVs. If he had a couple more SCVs here at the end, if he just started making a couple more SCVs to keep his economy afloat, to be able to produce units, he would have won this game. But he didn't. He didn't make more workers. He didn't have the money to make new tanks, make new Goliaths, make new units, and the game ends on a low note. Very well defended there from Minchul though, but this game was all in Lucky back's hands. And he just let it slip. He just let it slip. He was so close. There's only 3 tanks in the base here for Minchul. Only 3 tanks. If he had found a way to deal with the carriers, he could have just rolled in there and won the game. And the question is, does Lucky back know how close this game was? Or... Oh, this is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. One of the closest games with a mind control I've ever seen to get decided over not enough SCVs on the minerals. Not enough SCVs on the minerals. Oh my god. A really great game though, a really great game. I don't regret picking this one up. But boy do I feel sad about this unfortunate self-engineered fate that Lucky back suffered here. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope it was fun for you as well, as much as it was fun for me to cast and watch. We're an hour into, well, almost an hour into the video, so I'm gonna keep the end short. This was RJB for RJB TV. I hope you enjoyed the cast. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscribe, do whatever you want. You've got the power. But most of all, I hope to be seeing you back. I hope to be seeing you return for another video soon. Thank you for watching.